Azure HSMs can either reduce risk or quietly create it. In this section, we'll contrast common failure patterns with healthier alternatives, so you can spot overuse, weak access, and recovery gaps early, and design HSM solutions that stay secure, efficient, and auditable. You've already built a solid foundation. You understand HSMs, cryptography, Azure options, and you've operated both managed and dedicated HSMs with monitoring and governance in place. Now we're turning the camera around to see how real projects still fail when design, access, or recovery are mishandled, even when the underlying crypto is strong. An HSM anti-pattern is what happens when strong crypto hardware is surrounded by weak practices. The device is secure, but access control, governance, monitoring, and recovery are not. That gap creates repeatable mistakes and predictable incidents. Teams overtrust the box and underinvest in process. Keys are misplaced, access is uncontrolled, alerts are missed, and outages can't be recovered cleanly. Most HSM failures start here, outside the cryptography. It's tempting to think, if it's important, put it in an HSM. But that quickly becomes overkill. HSM-backed keys shine for high-impact scenarios: payment processing, tenant root keys, BYOC or HYOC, and regulated workloads that demand strong isolation and strict separation of duties. For everyday application secrets, connection strings, and short-lived low-risk keys, Azure Key Vault is usually enough. Match protection to risk. Otherwise, you just add cost, complexity, and operational noise. HSMs are powerful, but they're not free security. Every new integration adds policies to write, keys to rotate, backups to manage, and incidents to rehearse. Beyond a certain point, risk doesn't drop much, but the operational burden explodes. The goal is not HSM everywhere. The goal is HSM where the business risk clearly justifies the extra complexity. Start with the data and keys, not the technology. Classify each key by how sensitive it is, what business impact a compromise would have, and which regulations apply. Then ask, does this combination truly demand HSM-backed keys, or is standard key vault enough? Factor in latency, availability, lifecycle operations, and your team's skills. Finally, document the decision and rationale, so auditors and architecture boards can see a clear, repeatable process. Weak access design turns your HSM into a single point of catastrophic failure. When too many people hold broad admin rights, any mistake or compromise can affect every key. Shared accounts destroy accountability. You simply can't prove who did what. Poorly governed service principals become long-lived backdoors that everyone forgets about. A safer pattern is clear roles: crypto users, officers, backup operators, auditors, and a tightly controlled break glass admin, all reviewed regularly. Excessive administrator access is one of the fastest ways to lose control of an HSM environment. If many people sit in broad admin roles, a single error or compromised identity can impact all keys at once. Shared admin accounts make this even worse because you can't prove who actually deleted, restored, or modified a key. Instead, give people the narrowest role they need. Use named identities with just-in-time elevation, and monitor every privileged action. Every application identity that can touch your HSM keys is effectively a standing doorway into your secrets. When that identity is over-permissioned, uses client secrets, or is never cleaned up, it becomes a long-lived backdoor that bypasses normal human access reviews. Prefer managed identities. Tightly scope each workload to only the key operations it needs. Aggressively remove unused identities and role assignments, and monitor for unusual key usage or access failures. Break glass access should follow a strict life cycle. First, define when it can be used, who owns it, and what approvals are required. Next, protect it with strong controls like MFA, vaulting, and conditional access, and test that it actually works. During an emergency, tie activation to a ticket and monitor in real time. Afterward, review every action, human and workload, then reset, revoke, and document lessons learned. Poor recovery planning usually only shows up when something's already broken. For HSMs, recovery is more than "we have backups." You need secure copies of security domain materials, clear quorum rules for who can restore, documented runbooks, and proof you've actually tested them. Treat recovery like a core security control, not an optional project. Two classic anti-patterns show up in backup programs. First, teams focus on taking backups, but never practice restores. Second, they forget backups are as sensitive as production data. Define how often each system must be backed up, then regularly rehearse restores in a safe environment. Protect backup files, credentials, and keys with strong access controls. Finally, capture evidence of successful backups and restores so you can prove readiness to auditors and leadership. Security domain material is your HSM's lifeboat. If you lose it, a regional disaster or deletion event can become permanent data loss. Treat those recovery shares like crown jewels. Download them, back them up securely, and track exactly who holds which share. Design an Emavin quorum with independent, trained custodians in different teams or locations. Then rehearse recovery regularly so that when pressure hits, the quorum actually works. Imagine someone accidentally deletes a production key. Monitoring detects it, but the on-call engineer isn't sure who can approve a restore, and the quorum holder with the smart card is offline. A rushed, untested restore fails, extending downtime. A good runbook would have named approvers, backup quorum holders, tested restore steps, validation checks, rollback options, and communication templates. Tabletop and technical exercises reveal these gaps so you can fix them before a real incident. Your Azure HSM strategy succeeds when three things align. You only use HSMs where they clearly add security or compliance value. You design access with strict least privilege and separation of duties. And you treat backup, quorum, and restore testing as non-negotiable. Next, we'll link these practices directly to compliance and GRC.